Oh my god.
Ow. Ba-doop-ba-doo.
I was smart and hit the mute button immediately.
I know you said something, but I can't hear you. My ears are bleeding. That was so late.
It was right on time on mine.
A little embarrassing in a bit. A little embarrassing. Oh, there we go. A little add-on. Culture has this nipple.
I thought Culture was gonna fix this.
He tells me that all the time. I hear words, just can't understand them.
Wickety, 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 spork.
Wow. That was different.
I try new things, man. I gotta go out and put myself out there.
And here comes awkward. Cut to next scene.
I love how you're relying on the guy that has 3 editors for his channel to edit something on yours.
He does nothing for me. Well, I can't say that. He sometimes does stuff for me. God, he's hurtful. Thank you, Brightest Day, I will. This one sounds all right. Not too loud. I mean, it's ancient.
He didn't make this one, did he?
Well, he made it like a year and a half ago. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of The Dump. Some love to call it the Humpty Dump. We are here. We are live. And we have a couple different guests on tonight. We have the masters of the TDS and the Writing Raven, who have a great podcast called Gothic Theory. Or Therapy. Therapy.
Is it about the comic book Gothic High?
No.
Gotham High. That was Gotham High. Never mind.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's a play on the fact that I'm a therapist, my wife is a goth, so we just kind of combine it together, and we just kind of report on kind of pop culture and stuff. But once a week, at the end of the week, we kind of summarize everything into one little video because we both work and don't have enough time for much else. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do have some good ones, though. I mean, you roughly like 25 to 30-minute long ones, but you also have some longer ones on your own channel, right, TDS?
Oh, those are from my from Twitch. I sometimes go live on Twitch.
Okay.
Just me, because Raven's computer can't handle Twitch. So it's
mine's just a regular laptop, though I do have some games on it, just very few, because I don't know how much my computer can handle. And I need most of my space for manuscripts.
See, there you go. I started with a Chromebook and could barely do anything, crashing every other stream. So yeah, they used to love to make fun of me for that, but it's nice to have you guys on. So thank you for being here. We also have Brightest Day. Is this your first time on my channel?
I think so. I think I was in here a few months ago.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the channel. We also have the great Jane Theory. Hi, Jane.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. We have Machismo in the house.
What?
Okay. And we have the great, the fantastic, the gold button winning, you wouldn't know it if you looked at his channel, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Yeah, don't look into it, but yeah, I'm way more successful according to my analytics.
God, that's good.
Hang on. Scott, you want to do another run at introducing me?
Everybody, welcome Machismo. He does tricks.
Oh, right? Magic?
Yeah,
no,
magic.
Wookie ruined that.
And you
me.
do. Oh, well, you also have street smarts, and you're also well known through the fandom. Something a little bit like this.
I gotta send you the Uncle. What was his name?
Update.
Yeah, the next time he says if you want to do another run, just say
we got
no.
Culture Casino out there. We got Sporking podcast.
What was my uncle's
name?
Author Stephen Walton.
Maddie Calzoni.
Nookie.
We've got Lorena Creel. We've got.
Okay, to be fair, that was actually
Vigilante.
By the way, I'm going to
We
be
got
in this
JD.
guy's bush very soon. Wait, hold on. Let me take that back. What
It sounded better in your head, didn't it?
Yeah, dude.
Wait a minute, I'm just stopping it right there. What did you just say about Gary from Nerdrotic?
Yeah, he's gonna be here in Texas near the Tone apparently, and like how I got on Comics Division's channel was like I would hide out in the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
great.
the same thing with Gary.
I know TDS can help you out with that. He does
Well, I tell
therapy.
you what. Look, I hope Gary moves in a neighborhood that's more accepting of guys going door to door holding a mic and headset. Because, like, comics neighborhood, dude.
Not so much.
Get called all the time.
That's pretty messed up. Okay, thanks.
up.
Let's move on. Brightest Day wanted to know if he's still on the show. Thank God he put that because I blanked. Tina Bojan in the house. We have Liger Fan. What's up? Christian Fandom Geek has a great channel, all his own. He is from across the pond. Good day, mate. That's not across the pond.
I mean,
It's close enough, right? Mr. Grant Gregory, right?
If you cross the pond and then
He
keep
said he'll
going
be-
a ways, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of
he'll be
diagonally.
right back so I can answer for him.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
do.
Meat Fosters.
Could you do New Zealand Batman?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, beat me.
Thank you very much.
Walker.
A lot of production value in this show. Gap Stargate is here. We also have Ruben. Welcome. Gothic Therapy, hail to the dump. Ruben is a great supporter of everybody. Macklyn Made It. She is a supporter of the channel, and I met her, and she's awesome.
And you remember to call her a woman this time.
I did, and she, you know why? Because she didn't tell me how to booger in my nose. Machiny Draws is in the house. Machiny, I went off on my Saturday episode. If you want to see me go off on him, OrdsBored, please check that out. I looked like an idiot. Eric K is in the house. Eric K is one of the greatest subs in the world. Keely Chow is here. Book of Soul Assassin, what's up? Frankenspine, I kind of like that. Hail, everybody. McCabe, I got my quota of Australians, but next time you'll be on. E. Clay Thomason, what you got to say about him, McCabe? You always have to say something about him.
Just to let them know their ban has been lifted. So welcome back.
Oh, okay. Like they want to be on your show?
I banned them from life, basically. Like I banned them from all YouTube things.
Okay. Guyvermectin. I'm just getting that one. That's actually really funny. Pops is here. Pops, I did respond to that email. I haven't been able to check my emails, but I would love to hook up and do a stream on your channel at some point. Guys, check out Pops. Him and a couple of his buddies have some streams. They're pretty good stuff. I liked what they had to say. Cody Guy is in the house. And there's others. The Sentinel. Wow, it's been a while, dude. I hope everything is good with you. Darius Münchausen is here, and we are good. What does that say? I put my face on my logo so you don't have an excuse. Yeah, sorry about that. I met her and then called her. I forgot the name. I definitely forgot the name. So, what do you guys want to start off? I'm going to ask TDS. We could talk a couple things. We could talk Sean Penn thinks men aren't manly enough anymore. We could talk Elvira wants to get her name in the newspapers, so she's going after Joe Rogan now. Or
Yeah, I made a post on Elvira, and it's the first one I ever got that got over 400 likes.
Oh, then we're talking about that first. Okay, so what was your post about? What did you say on that topic?
In light of Elvira's fall, I hereby declare myself the new and true Mistress of the Dark. All in favor?
Do you have to second it?
I don't know.
All right, we're going for it.
I think so.
All I know is out of respect, I didn't put the response I wanted to give.
Wow.
A lot of people were saying that they need to know if I'm sexy.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to find that answer unless they want my husband's wrath.
There you go.
You don't want me to be.
No, you do not. You
So wait a
think
minute.
I'm gory?
Is
Hey,
that
yeah, I
is
can
that
say
on
from
the
a-
tweet or in my chat? Because they all want to see who's sexy.
Haha.
Look, I can speak from experience because I've met the two of you, and you're both very lovely people.
Aw,
Thank you.
that's lovely.
That's such a lame answer. You should have just spill the tea.
What? Spill the what?
Spill the tea. It's what kids say nowadays.
Oh, son of a gun, my camera. Oh, it's working again. Yay! My computer does suck. So Elvira joins a group of ancient artists that are taking their, I guess, does Elvira have music on Spotify? I don't even know.
Not that I know of, but she is 70 now.
Yeah, she's definitely.
is that
like,
it?
AARP card is like.
Was she a musician?
No.
She was a TV host. She
Yeah.
hosted a horror movie channel and would do commentary on the movies.
Right, I remember
And
it.
then later on, she got her own movie.
I
What
totally
was that
forgot about
about?
that. About the Mistress of the Night, dude, or Dark,
Mistress
or whatever.
of the Dark.
Yes, thank you.
And it was a good movie. And
Right.
she even said to one of the crazy Karens, literally there were Karens in that movie, listen, sister, if I ever want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. What happened to that?
Well, I like to say a lot of people have changed, and we're going to go over that in a bit with Sean Penn too. But I really believe this is them just trying to get like relevant again. I can't imagine why.
But it's so sad. I mean,
Yeah.
you're what 70? They say she is.
Yeah.
She
Why are
turned
you
70
even on
she turned
social
70.
media?
Because she's still an iconic character.
Yeah, that's ageist.
No, but as a human being, she should have better things to do.
I think someone said she had a book.
Cassandra Peterson, who's the actress of Elvira, still looks good at 70.
She looks great. A lot.
I can't believe she's 70.
But that's even more reason why you look great. You're rich. Why are you doing this to
I
yourself?
don't know. Brightest Day, what do you think?
I heard someone say in another chat that she has a book that apparently isn't doing very well, so I guarantee this is just her grifting to try to draw up interest
Yeah,
in that.
yours cruelly, Elvira. It's technically an autobiography.
And
Is it
there's a reason
really?
it didn't do well.
Yeah, she quote unquote came out in that book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
that.
And then announced that on Coming Out Day, which apparently is a thing.
Okay.
And then, like a week or two later, she was on some gay awards show.
Wait a minute, she's gay now? Or
Apparently.
probably always has been. I'm not judging.
I mean, Elvira sold herself on sex appeal, and she was
Yes.
obviously the character of Elvira was obviously into dudes. But apparently, the actress behind her, Cassandra Peterson, was into women.
Oh.
Just women, or because like normally, like street like actresses, they'll be like, "Oh no, I'm bi. Can I get this part?"
I don't know. I didn't read
Who
the book.
knows anymore?
If I remember correctly, it was after her husband died 5 years ago.
Oh, there. Answers.
How
So she
convenient.
came out.
Oh, I know, right?
She's 70, probably not going to get another relationship.
That's
just had her
not
husband pass
uncommon.
away.
There have been
Right.
plenty of
Just want to,
homosexual-
I didn't even know she was married.
So these are college years in a way? Like they're going through their college years like, hey, I kissed a girl and I liked it type thing?
It's so sad.
There have been plenty of famous people who have been in a heterosexual relationship and have been homosexual. Like that's not uncommon.
Yeah, but that was back when you would be just like, okay, we're not living in the 50s, like Rock Hudson, like where you're trying to be a male actor and if you come out as gay, it ruins your life and you probably can get arrested or beaten to death for that. A little different times, maybe in some, small bits of I'll even say the states that might happen from really, really sexist and racist people.
So you mean like the kind of times that someone who is now 70 might have lived through?
Okay, and I get that. But doesn't it also, like, the timing kind of say something about it too?
Yeah, sure. I already told you she was grifting.
Yeah.
The saddest thing.
The question is, why is she grifting?
Well,
Right.
I
Relevancy?
think. Well, the saddest thing is also that she specifically is someone who's been the target of censorship herself. Her pilot, I believe, also for I think it was forget where it was for, didn't actually get aired because it was deemed too inappropriate. So she was censored. She was also recently removed and censored off of TikTok for the same reason.
For being too sexy.
Yeah, and basically and you'd think that somebody who literally has faced that herself and literally was all about pushing the envelope and kind of being like, hey, I don't care what you guys think, would think twice before doing something like this.
But can't we also agree that people like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell fought for people's rights and freedoms in the 60s, and now they're on the opposite side of history with this one?
I don't even know who those two are. Doesn't
I,
matter.
I honestly think it's just like a grift, like you see them all the time. Like they whatever is hitting, like they're gonna jump on that. And
Someone said Neil was a grifter to begin with.
Who?
Yeah,
Neil Young?
I mean, okay,
the
so
Neil Young thing.
Yeah,
I
please.
forget who posted it. I can pull up the tweet. Someone actually did some investigative work and found that the person that owns the rights to his music on Spotify has a vested interest in shot manufacturing. So they're thinking that's the push for him to do this attack angle. I can pull it up and send it to you, Scott.
Gotcha. Yeah, please do. Well, so if you don't know Joni Mitchell, I don't know if you're into the Counting Crows. They covered one of her songs back in the day was, knock down trees to put up a parking lot type thing. I think it's like Yellow Cabs is the song. Like that's the only song I've known of hers. Other than that, she's kind of like a folk pop, like a folk icon. Neil Young was part of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Some really great 60s music, all about keep on rocking in the free world. I mean, that's one of his biggest hits ever. I don't know if he believes in it anymore.
Well, I don't think he ever did. Like, I there's no downside for them because, like, if you even the M&Ms, right? They're doing this whole push, right? People that eat M&Ms aren't going to stop eating M&Ms, and like it draws attention to it. So you know they're drawing attention to them, whether or not it's negative or positive doesn't matter because. People who love Neil Young and still listen to Neil Young are still going to listen to Neil Young. It's the people that are like, wait, Neil Young, what did he play? And boom, now you get people paying attention to you for the first time since I don't know ever. He didn't do the Hurricane, did he?
Huh?
He didn't do the Hurricane, did he?
That was Bob Dylan.
No, that
Bob
was Dylan.
Okay,
that was Dylan.
Where's Bob Dylan stand on this Joe Rogan thing? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but we know that the M&M's thing was a cover-up.
Well, of course.
What could someone tell? Okay, I'm a little lost. What's grifting?
Oh,
clout chasing.
Is that all that is? Okay, I didn't know if it had.
Jumping on like a bandwagon. Jumping on
I am a grifter.
to make money. Yeah. It's like, you're going to bring up, like, it's somebody that brings up stories that everyone is talking about so they can hashtag it in their post on Twitter to draw attention to their channel so they get new members or subscribers or whatever.
So it's like somebody who always, anytime there's someone a little bit bigger than them with a channel, always has to make sure to throw it out live that they're available for their live stream so that person feels bad and might have to put them on, kind of? Mad Cheesemo?
That's more of a clout chaser than it would be a grifter.
Okay. Go ahead, Jane.
A grifter is just like insincere, like, did you ever see Imperium?
See, I'm a sincere grifter then. What?
Imperium is with Harry Potter. He plays the FBI agent, goes undercover with the Russian group, and the Alex Jones type character is a grifter because the only reason why he is has his radio show is because he knows that group, like that audience, will give him money because of what he says.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in anything he says.
Wow.
But
a sincere grifter might be an opportunist.
Oh, so this is perfect. What Book of Soul Assassin's saying right here. He is definitely a grifter. Okay, gotcha. All right, that makes a lot more sense.
Ways, you could say like Constantine was the original grifter, when he converted to Christianity. By the way, he's probably one of the most he's probably more influential on Christianity than even Paul, because with him, it was able to spread throughout the Roman Empire and have the type of influence because at that point it was just like a little, cult.
And it really was Constantine's mother that pushed it.
Hey, bring Gregory back in.
Oh shit, yeah. I thought he was still in. My bad, man.
You're welcome.
Oh, good.
Okay, so Tina says a grifter is traditionally a person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. Basically, a thief. Social media has added more meaning to the term. Okay.
Like the dude that sold the Alpha. I can't ever say that word.
Alfa
the tower.
Romeo?
No, the tower in Paris. Like he sold it like twice to people.
Oh, the guy sold the Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
You can't say Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's words that I have issues with.
TBI.
Saying the other word for flight attendant always screws me up when I try to say it normally.
Woman?
No. Wow. Wow. No. Stewardess. I have to say it like that.
Stewart's ass? Stewart's ass. I think it's
Stewart's ass. Of course. Okay. We'll read a little bit about the horror icon. Cassandra Peterson.
Horror icon.
Yeah. I think you gotta write the first one.
Did I say it wrong?
Don't do it like Nerdrotic, always mispronouncing horror Amarada's name.
That was the whole point.
I know this because this is key to us. The Hara actress.
It's the horror actor. She's a horror personality, better known as Elvira, mistress of the dark, blah, blah, blah. But she's demands that Spotify deplatforms Joe Rogan, but also dismiss those who disagree with her opinion as trash.
Mm-hmm.
That's
where she went way wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it's tragic to see. And so many people were saying, Elvira, I love you, but why are you doing this? Why are you treating us like this? And I even said, this is a betrayal to everyone you once inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people agreed with me on that. And this really is tragic. I really looked up to Elvira until now.
Right.
She was like the epitome of self-confidence and the part of the Gothic subculture that's be who you are without caring what other people think of you.
I think you put it perfectly too. She was a sex symbol without being the typical, like, let's say Bond girl. She wasn't the most beautiful woman in the world, but her sex appeal made her more beautiful. Her humor made her more beautiful. Her ability to seem like it brushed off all the critics made her more beautiful. The idea that she did this also late 70s, early 80s too, pushing like that stigma of you have to look a certain way, certain type of woman. Like, I remember watching Elvira. Like, I would watch these horror movies just to see her make her little funny, one-liners about them. Yeah, innuendos too, exactly. And it is sad to see someone like Neil Young, who literally has songs saying keep on rocking in the free world, wants to put an ultimatum on a music service and make it seem like it's about something other than money in the end, because that's really what it seems to be.
Well, he can't even really demand it because he doesn't even own the rights to all of his music anyway.
Right.
Well, I mean, if he's coordinating with whoever does own it, then it could be a position that they both have taken.
I don't know if he even knew it. Like, if he even knew who like controls his music and where it goes. Like, he was just talking to talk. You do know.
If you sell your stuff for $118 million and then have the gall to demand where it can't go, I think that's pretty ridiculous.
That may be in your contract, though.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Right. So, who owns his right? Is it Blackstone? Is that what this is? What you sent me, Brightest Day?
This is just what I saw making the rounds. Yeah. So, you pull that up.
I think they have some type of interest in it.
Yes,
I am going to share this real quick because this is how we roll on this channel. We rarely read the articles.
But their interest, I would think, would be to be like, no, we're not. We don't want it removed, actually.
So why don't you explain this?
I mean, aren't the helpful circles enough?
Well, yeah. I see Blackstone announces appointment of Jeffrey B. Kindler, former chairman and CEO of Pfizer, as senior advisor.
Yeah,
Neil Young.
Last 2 years ago.
Okay, so then Neil Young sells 50% of his entire song catalog rights to
Hypnosis.
Thank you. I can't read.
Yep.
Oh, Blackstone and Hypnosis song management launched $1 billion partnership. Aha! There we go. And then vaccine misinformation. All of a sudden, he wants to get off because it's going against Pfizer. But what I don't get is its former chairman and CEO of Pfizer. I mean, that is a stretch, but I can follow that stretch. I kind of like it.
Do you really think that when you leave a company that you lose all interest to that company?
Yeah, that's like, because like sometimes like their bonuses or even their actual salary will come in shares in the company itself. So even though you may not be in the company, you still have a vested interest in it.
I would say it depends on the reason you leave the company.
Right.
That too.
Yeah, that's important too.
And it's also true that a lot of these people at that particular level are involved in everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're switching companies because these are massive corporations. Like we switch shoes. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could. It shows the interconnectedness of the industries.
Right. Well, I mean, look at what Blue Eyed Roof Korean put right here. If you watch CNN, like, it's insane how many times it's like CNN brought to you by Pfizer, and like, and then the next thing is like vaccine mandates and vaccine misinformation and vaccines are safe, brought to you by Pfizer. You know, like it's crazy how news could be supported by a company that you're reporting on. Like,
and that's not clear, right?
I mean, we know how massive these pharmaceutical companies are. We know their influence in government, how much they donate to campaigns and politics in general. There is no surprise that they're involved in news, in entertainment, and pretty much every aspect of modern culture.
Mm-hmm.
But then so many other similar industries.
True. And what were you going to say, Brightest Day?
I was going to say, I just want to make sure that I'm clear that we're not saying that this is the exact reason that he did it, but someone went through this investigative work and found these rather coincidental pieces of information that happened to work together, and it does lend some credence to the fact that this might be the reason he went on this, this path.
Yeah, and what I would say to you is do the research and find out for yourself. I mean, it is something, or what?
Or check out reliable sources every Sunday on CNN. They're reliable.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Yeah.
You're not doctor.
By the way, did you hear about the CNN head dude? Man, that poor guy.
Yeah, what happened with that sex
Boy.
scandal?
He was banging the chick that was supposed to replace him. Unfortunately,
I heard that was also a piece of news that was released to cover up the actual reason he left, which I was not made privy to. Which wouldn't be surprising considering all the other crap that's come out about CNN in the last year.
That makes sense too, because like, why would that even be news? It was consensual.
Right, that's what I was just about to say. And she's replacing him.
She was going.
Is that
she was up for it? Yeah. But the thing was, like, he didn't disclose it when they started their relationship, and he's like, I didn't. Like, he was like, I was supposed to, disclose that we were together, but I didn't.
It just, I agree. I think that sounds like a cover up, because like I'm sure that happens all the time.
It came to light. It came to light though because of the Como stuff, because she was involved with the
Cuomo.
Yeah, Como.
Oh, Como. Yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter. He's a
New Yorker. Cuomo.
Cuomo.
Cuomo. Yeah. Anyway, like, it came out during that whole thing because she was a part of the whole, like, let's find out who's snitching. So.
So, real quick, I want to read what Neil Young said, because I find this, I want to ask you guys a question about it, and what you guys think. So Neil Young, about the Spotify thing, he said, I am doing this because Spotify is spreading fake information about vaccines, potentially causing death to those who believe the disinformation being spread by them. Please act on this immediately today and keep me informed of the time schedule. I want you to let Spotify know immediately today that I want all my music off the platform, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so that's confusing to me, because if you want your music off of a platform, I want you to let Spotify know. No, you let Spotify know.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you just call them, or have your people call them and have your music removed? Like, how?
That's what he's saying. It says it's in a letter to his management team. He's telling his manager to go tell them.
Oh, okay. But this is my question about it. How do you? Okay, so with Joe Rogan, does anybody listen to him? I know I do.
I don't.
I listen to him.
Okay,
I did for a while, but like, I get it.
Well, the man does have different people on the show. It's not all just like leaning one direction, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. So he is not a medical doctor. He never said he's an expert, but he has people on his show that are. What is wrong with different views from people that are experts in their field? When has it become that only one doctor in the country we can listen to? That's where I'm confused. If one doctor,
beginning of the pandemic.
Yep.
It really feels that way, correct?
Yeah, that's basically how it is. He'll have a doctor on there who was responsible for the mRNA, whatever they call it, the vaccines. He was one of the guys that did that, and then immediately afterwards, CNN wrote this whole piece about how he didn't really do anything. He's a grifter. He's this, just trying to discredit him. When 6 months earlier, they were praising this guy.
Right. I think even the New York Times came out and like went after CNN for that. And I might be wrong, quoting the wrong paper, but they were like,
I think it was New York Post.
Okay, New York Post, like saying like he's the one that thought of the idea of synthesizing it, and that pretty much opened the door.
He holds 9 out of the 11 patents for it.
Yes,
So,
I think that's kind of important, right?
Yeah, and like, so if there's anyone who knows about what they do and different things, and they were all fine with him talking until he said, the problem is the vaccine that we have right now is for the Wuhan strain, not for the Andromeda, not for the Delta, not for the Omega, not for the Xenomorph, whatever ones they're coming out with now. It's like each one of those ones is a completely different disease.
Correct.
But they're putting them all under the one blanket, and it's like trying to get a measles vaccination that's going to help you, get over polio. It's not going to do anything.
Or could it be closer to the actual flu shot, which sometimes is a crapshoot on which one it's going to be. So they like try, and there might be 14% right, and the rest is like, hey, sorry, we got close.
It mutates so fast,
There's
apparently.
no
that-
mandation on
yeah.
those. That's the difference, and that's what
Yes.
he's mainly against.
We'll say that again, Jane.
No, I was just saying, I think that's the comparison that I've heard consistently to the flu and how quickly these types of viruses mutate.
Right.
But at the same time, if you don't want I'm fine with someone saying, look, I don't agree with this guy. I don't like this person. I don't like what shoes he's wearing, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I don't want my stuff on the same platform as him.
Right.
But I just don't know why they have to make an announcement, why everything has to be sort of in the public square. Why would you submit a letter that you gave to your manager to the press? Like, it's just ridiculous to me.
Right.
I don't understand the mindset behind it.
And that is it right there. It's this idea of he had to make this, or maybe it wasn't his idea. I don't know, but it became public. So no matter what, the letter you sent to your management team is now public. And you're doing it's either me or him game. And now more people are tacking onto it. The idea of, when you either choose me or him bothers me. But when you're really looking at it, he pretty much just said, I don't want to be on this platform with this guy. And if you're going to keep him, please take me off. That's your right. But now it's become this, it's us or Joe type thing. And I just don't understand that Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world.
It's like all these celebrities have just taken up as their mantle. Like it's a rebel without a cause situation for me. Like what are you people doing? This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if you have a problem with them, why don't you just create a rival podcast or something? Like it's just
because they can't.
They can't, yeah. And it's not like it's really big name celebrities. It's people who aren't in the, who aren't there. Like literally, Milli Vanilli come out and said that they're willing to take off other people's music off the platform now, because they don't write their own one. But I mean,
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah, that was a joke. Because
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Either, Jane.
That's right. I'm showing my age.
I think I'm showing my age by not knowing.
Wait a minute. You don't know Milli Vanilli was from the 80s. Late 80s. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, like these people who we're talking about.
Sorry. I feel very old all of a sudden. Wow. Okay, then. Okay. So anyways, I was in high school. I stand with it is fine. It is fine. I stand with musicians and artists, not with quacks and hacks. This is Elvira writing this. Remove the Joe Rogan podcast from Spotify now. This cause is close to my heart. The idea, like now it's turning into, I stand with the musicians and artists, not with podcasters, which she considers quacks and hacks. Like now we've now created the two groups. So no matter what, this is what I'm trying to get at is no matter what Neil Young meant, they're doing what they always do. We have two separate groups and it's these guys versus these guys. Which side are you picking?
Teams. Which team are you on?
Exactly.
And she says this cause is close to my heart. Getting someone kicked off of a music platform is close to your heart.
Yeah, either that or like COVID. That's very recent, and people have lost family members. Don't get me wrong, but
why aren't you doing something important toward that though?
Thank you.
Like it's just okay. So let's see. People have lost family members to this. Are you donating anything to the research?
Right.
Are you donating anything to the scientists you do trust so that they can continue to develop more vaccines or improve them? Like, what are you doing that actually is making a difference? Because this isn't it.
There you go.
Well, by suppressing the voices of people who don't agree. Like, my gosh, she's out
here's
there
where
working.
This comes off as really disingenuous. Is she says this from the Elvira account, not even using her real name. So she's leveraging off the character to make this statement.
Wow.
Right.
And if you read the petition.
Yes.
Did anybody actually read the petition?
I was just going to say, I was going to bring it up because I started reading this part.
It's nuts.
Okay, we're going to find it. Hold on. You guys keep talking. I will be right back because I'm going to find that.
I just had enough crazy so far. I can't.
I didn't read it because I was too busy grifting my way to 1,000 subs.
I just noticed it because I was already following Elvira, and I saw as like a couple minutes after she posted it, I'm like, oh god.
I reposted that she had apparently that they had started this thing, but I'm not gonna read it. I don't care. I don't know why they care.
You're following her. Sorry, go
ahead. I got to say, I have YouTube Music because I have it used to be called YouTube Red. I've had it that long. I don't know what it's called now. YouTube Premium? Is that it?
You pay for it?
Oh yeah, I love it. Like
Oh,
I really do, because like, you know, no commercials. I can play it in the background on my phone. I have access to YouTube Music, which is like Spotify, which is also great, and get both of those under YouTube Premium. Mama Susan,
I'm gonna
who
grip.
your
I'm
boy
on
is.
Spotify. If anyone's on there, want to follow me. Haha.
Jane, you got me on Spotify too. Well, is
I
that?
did.
Yeah, I have like 3 shows. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. This is it. Let me blow it up just a little bit. Joe Rogan has to go. Tell Spotify CEO Daniel Ek, stop the spread of disinformation and remove the Joe Rogan experience. Spotify has an incredible number of podcasts, albums, and news available on its platform, but Spotify has an issue with disinformation and extremism. The streaming service's #1 podcaster with his own exclusive multi-million-dollar deal is none other than racist, transphobic, conspiracy theorist, and Okay, I will agree he's a conspiracy theorist, but informer Joe Rogan, that is messed up.
Wait, white supremacist?
Yeah,
it's literally basically like I people probably have seen this around that I made a bingo about different ways people will just use words to just label people a bazillion ways. So it's literally just buzzword bingo. It's just let's name him everything because we might as well.
Right.
All of the words to get people triggered, basically.
I swear to God, you need to print that and monetize it.
He needs to sue the heck out of them.
I mean, this is a petition site, so it's really, they just hold the petition. I don't know if he could sue them or her, but he
can sue whoever wrote that, because
I'm guessing it's her, right?
I hope it's not her, but I think it looks like it might be someone else.
Oh, Ultraviolet Shauna Thomas created this campaign.
Yeah, so not Cassandra Peterson.
Okay.
I think that she would promote something like, I'm wondering, did she read this and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to post this one out because, she's the one saying, don't spread misinformation, when literally in the petition that she's spreading around is misinformation.
Right. And what kills me is I would ask any of these people, have you listened to 10 Joe Rogan shows in a row? Like, not pick and choose, but in a row, because you're going to find in that 10 people from all different walks of life. Mm-hmm. It's not just Jordan Peterson. It's not just somebody against vaccine mandates. It's people for mandates. It's very liberal characters. Now, he might lean one way politically, but I could tell he leans a different way socially from what you hear from him. He's all about learning about more and more and growing from that. Kind of like a Russell Brand in a way, who I used to hate, and now I kind of respect for what he's trying to do with his life is learn. But let me just finish what they said. By giving a platform to Joe Rogan and his show, Spotify is handing a mic to an anti-vaxxer, white supremacist, and his buddies to speak at length about their ideologies to millions of listeners who come across the podcast every day. Why is this important? It's time Spotify listen to its users and our demands. Our demands.
But what about the users who listen to him?
Right.
I'm care.
Right.
Demands have more weight.
Too.
I mean, I'm one of them. I actually pay for the family plan. So Spotify must be a space for sharing ideas, stories, and music, not hate and bigotry. What is this? I mean,
someone should tell Spotify that.
What? Yeah, right. Like, I mean, some of them
literally podcasts on Spotify. She's like, it should be for music. It should be for this, but it's also for podcasts. Like, it's
right.
People talk to each other on the platform. That's it.
That's
Speaking
insane.
Which, the link to Jane's podcast on Spotify is in the chat.
There you go. All
Thank
right. I find it really crazy that I truly believe none of these people have watched the show. That's what I'm saying. They've not listened to the show. If they did, they cherry picked which ones they listened to.
Luckily, people like good people over at Media Matters, they'll just take what you need to hear and clip it. So that way you basically have an idea of what his whole thing is.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a bite-sized information.
Yeah.
They don't get full on the truth.
What, you don't read Cliff Notes? Same thing.
No.
Right.
I don't even read Spark Notes.
I don't even know what Spark Note is. But see, Soul Assassin, that's the only thing I agreed with, is he is a conspiracy theorist, but you could tell in the
bad thing, though.
It
It's
isn't
just questioning life.
And in 10 years, you could see him like lost some of the ones that he followed. He's realized aren't true. Like he's grown as a person.
He's exactly what they hate. He's a guy who asks questions.
Yes.
That involve critical thinking.
Yeah.
We can't not have that.
Yeah.
And he's also entertaining, which we also can have.
That he is
because
entertaining.
they're not entertaining.
Elvira used to be entertaining.
She was, man.
It's sad because, like, if she, I think even recently, what was the, honey, remind me, what was the website that's for like horror stuff? Was it like Chiller or
Shudder?
Shudder.
Shudder.com.
Yep.
It's a horror exclusive streaming site.
Like Netflix, but for horror.
She's recently on there. She's recently been on there, and she's also now, I think she had something like Dr. Elvira on Netflix, like recently, like still doing this kind of stuff.
Screen
and
therapy.
It's like she's still interesting. But then she just goes, now here's the thing that I don't know if many people know. I was actually told this by someone, I believe. So this actually, there were signs that she was going to do this kind of stuff before it happened. Believe there was a comic book that she had made for her not so long ago, and in one of the panels she basically makes fun of people who don't like The Last Jedi and says like he was convulsed, this person was convulsing and his last word may have been Mary Sue, you know. So like the signs were all there, we just didn't see it,
right?
You know,
right. It was on the way. I mean, she was on her way.
For me, it was my first red flag was when she said, today it's coming out day. Many people have come out, and guess what? So have I. I mean, I was like, wait, what? You're literally a sex icon. You're what?
Yeah.
And it was like, but she didn't exactly say what she came out as. So it's like, okay, so maybe this isn't what I think it is. Then I see her posting things about her, or at least her Cassandra Peterson being on a gay awards show. I don't remember what it was called, but that's literally what it was. And then I was like, okay, this is weird. Why is this happening? And now this.
Yeah, it seems like she's going down like a line of like, is this really who she's always been, Raven?
No,
it's
not that I know of.
It's Reception Appreciation Day. I'm binging Mad Men. Please buy my book.
She has been trying to put out her book a lot. I haven't bought it. I wanted to. I was considering it before this. Not anymore.
Right.
Now I've taken over the role of Mistress of the Dark.
There you go. What do you say, Brightest Day?
I was just going to reiterate, it's incredibly disingenuous because she's doing all this not separating herself from the character she plays. So she's conflating the two as in the same thing and everything that she does.
Because nobody knows who she is.
Yeah.
It's on purpose. It's completely on purpose.
I mean, that does suggest perhaps a mental illness.
She has become one with her character.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Is that this is a common thing, and I think Neurotics mentioned this before. He calls these kind of people adult pretenders because these people specifically are paid money to literally go out there and pretend to be people who are endearing, interesting, inspiring, all these things. But themselves are not interesting. They're not that kind of person. So to say that, to come off of Jane's point, mental illness is probably more often than not a common occurrence in Hollywood, not just in regards to this particular situation, but in general. And the fact that these people, imagine the toll it must take on them to literally have no personality of their own sometimes and have to pretend to be this person or that person.
It's almost like a sociopath.
One of the best examples is, unfortunately, Mark Hamill. Don't follow him on Twitter. Oof. He is way gone.
No, what did he say?
What hasn't he said? Like, you're absolutely right, TDS. Like, he has, you want as an actor, and it used to be, the funny thing, it used to be someone like Robert De Niro would say it back in the day that, he didn't like to be talked about a lot because he wanted to keep the mystery alive. Mm-hmm. And now none of them care. What's up, Tom? From Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Midnight's Edge Radio, Midnight's Edge Espanol.
Spit it out.
I can't say anymore because I can't think. Hi, Tom.
Just keep saying Midnight's Edge and words.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I did plan on being here a little sooner, but my show ran over a little bit. Sorry about that.
That's all right, buddy. I'm just always happy you're here. Do you know TDS and Raven from Gothic Therapy?
I believe I've been on a show with Master of the TDS, but I'm not sure about Riding Raven.
Okay.
But nice to meet you both either way.
I am
What?
the wife of Master of the TDS.
Okay.
See?
And have I with you, Master of TDS? I think we've crossed paths before.
We have. I messaged
Okay.
you once, I think, when you got a video taken down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or something. So you might recognize me.
I message him a lot too. I send pictures. He doesn't like it.
Well, nice to meet your acquaintance.
Blue-Eyed Roof Korean, the bass for $5. Old ass crotchety Neil Young songs brought to you by Pfizer. What's more worrying, B-Rock and Pfizer colluding, or for big investment firms own everything? So he's talking about BlackRock and Pfizer working together, or is it, just these firms in general colluding to get their message across? Thank you, Blue-Eyed.
And I was just going to say, and the fact that so many of them are invested in by foreign entities.
That is really a good point there, Gene.
Yeah, it's all part of the same bigger problem. But yeah, it's a good point.
As long as it's not those Icelandic people, I think we're okay.
What do you mean?
What if they're
Why
investing?
Are you such a xenophobic bastard, man?
I love Vikings. What are you talking about?
Oh man, is anybody else worried about Vikings Valhalla on Netflix?
What is that? Is that a continuation of the show or like a movie?
It happens way after. Yeah. Like,
wait, are you talking about the continuation of the one that
on the History
was
Channel.
on the History Channel?
Yes.
I still have to finish it. You've got to be kidding me.
Nope.
Am I in trouble?
No,
he is. Raven, just tell me he is.
Not touch Vikings.
I only watched the first season of that, and I need to finish it. But is this one have the same actors at all, like the kids?
No. No. All the sons, Ragnarok.
But it has the same feel.
Okay.
It does. It does. I was actually
alone.
I was actually encouraged by the trailer that they put out. I was like, okay, I see you.
It looks
All
good.
Because that's never happened before, right?
Yeah, they don't win you over with. Right, Brightest Day. I saw the trailer for Boba Fett and it looked good. Kinda, not really, but still.
Sometimes it seems like the historical stuff they tend to do a little bit better. Like The Last Kingdom is really good too.
Have you
Everyone
seen
keeps telling me that.
Boleyn as a black woman on that TV show?
That was not. That was some weird thing in the UK though. That wasn't.
But that happened.
On which show?
True.
The Anne Boleyn show.
On
the Anne Boleyn show.
Oh yeah, that was
when she was a ginger in history.
Well, we can't have gingers anymore. You know that.
They don't exist.
Sorry, TDS.
That part I agree with. Like,
Okay, I'll leave if I can't be here.
Every day last month on my channel was Ginger January.
I know. I was very proud of you with that one.
Didn't have my husband there.
Well, they do
I don't have
them.
the TikTok video of your husband, Raven. You should be happy about that.
Oh yeah,
If they do have them. They have to be terrorists. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier. So.
Right. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean, the base for $2. Can someone remind Elvira that she's Elvira? Quack? She's
not anymore. I've taken over.
Let's go back into
Elvira,
that.
though? Like,
Is that the problem? Is it she thinks she's Elvira? Or is it that this is the real person?
I feel like it's more like she's using the name of Elvira to push her agenda.
To be recognized.
Because people don't know
but
the actress behind her, Cassandra Peterson, as well as they do Elvira. Elvira was the icon. Cassandra Peterson is just the person who plays her. She's also a redhead, by the way.
No.
And one thing to understand as well is that it's a very good indication that she's being Cassandra Peterson and not Elvira. Is Elvira, the character, would be opposed to what she's doing. That's how you know you make a mistake, is that when your character you're playing literally is a character that was pushing censorship, to get rid of censorship and all that kind of stuff. And now suddenly she's like, oh, it's okay, I'm for censorship because it's going to save lives and whatever, regardless of what that even means or whether or not it's actually going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can say, the character would probably not like this, then yeah, you can tell it's not them. This is the real Cassandra Peterson using the shell of a character that she's famous for to gain traction on social media. That's pretty much what it is.
Definitely that's what it is. And even if she used her own name, actress who plays, Elvira, you can have that bit of a separation, but she has never, there's rare times where she is not Elvira. Very rare have I, and I mean, Tom, you remember Elvira back in the day. Like, she's always Elvira. Anything she does, she's Elvira.
Not all the time, but 90%. Like, it became like her brand. Like,
yes.
What's funny is she was part of, I think, the Groundlings or whatever, with like people like Pee Wee Herman and shit like that, or Paul Rubens.
She kind of looks like Paul Rubin.
And what's ironic is like those two especially like became their brand, or their characters became more iconic than the actual actor themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, and I said this morning too, with everything everybody said here about the whole thing. With like, I think she's really missing the bigger picture here. Is like, I don't think as many people would have cared, and on both ends of it, had she just come out as Cassandra Peterson saying this stuff.
Right.
And not only that, what the fuck does she have, like, as far as any kind of gain or loss when it comes to Spotify? I mean, does she have some radio show on there that I'm not aware of? Because last I knew, there's no real reason for her to have any horse in this freaking race to begin with.
I think she just has Google Trends pinned to her browser, you know?
No,
like,
so you have her
so
going out there as her character, as you guys just said,
yep,
saying this shit, then griping about, having people come after her about it, while
calling them trash, Tom.
Calling them trash, misogynistic, and all these other things.
Yeah.
And she used the hand clapping thing. When people get like really weird and they're making like this weird statement, they'll go, blah, clap, this word clap, this word clap. She literally did one of those.
That is
and it's
such.
Like, oh my god, that's so cringe.
Weird.
I hope we can just blame it on old. I really hope we can just blame it on old age.
Right.
And that her brain is just going.
People still do the clap
that was the
thing.
case, but I'll tell you guys
Apparently.
right now, not to get too deep into this, there are these situations where celebrities are contracted to do this kind of stuff. They are paid to do this kind of stuff.
Elvira makes plenty of money on her merchandise, though.
Not anymore.
Oh yeah, good point.
Well,
I mean,
that's the other thing is that,
there are literally salt and pepper shakers that are her boobs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, like that's the thing is what little comeback she had accomplished here in the last couple years, she is completely throwing
just blown it up,
trash.
right?
Speaking of trash,
yeah.
And
So
it's
her
funny,
website doesn't link to anything on
perceived
Spotify.
white trash calling other people trash, though. That's the most hilarious part, considering that's part of her character.
Right. This right here, Andre puts it perfectly. Hollywood, and I saw this. The Hollywood Reporter said Spotify made a profit despite Joe Rogan, when we all know it's actually they made a profit because of Rogan.
Pretty much.
I mean, people are like, oh, if they get rid of Rogan, if they get rid of Rogan, Rogan gets to go back on all those platforms again. Who makes out better, Rogan or Spotify?
Truth be told,
Struggling?
Spotify wasn't even on my radar until Rogan moved over there. I didn't even know what the fuck Spotify was.
Wow, man, really? See, I've had Spotify for quite a few years because my wife found it.
I barely knew it like
That's
Pandora.
what I'm saying.
And
They're
stuff
pretty
was,
stable. Like I don't. If I were Spotify, I would be like, look, people.
Yeah.
If you want to have a podcast, you can have one. If you don't, you don't. We are fine.
Right.
So, yeah, she made a comment in the tweet thread that she was going to buy Joe Rogan's brand and take over it, but she's worth like $7 million. Someone said, and he's worth over 100.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Did
he
she
could buy
really
you and
say
not
that
even
shit?
feel it. Yeah.
Talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
throwing your tits around. Holy shit.
That's
Plus,
even
he
more
also has the
reason not to
residuals
be
from
on Twitter.
Fear Factor as well.
Well,
Top of that, so
don't forget, she might be 70, Mr. Grant Gregory, but her boobs might be under 21. So
Look, just don't be a
They're probably
baller when the
plastic.
person.
I'm going to say that I
Definitely.
think that when they used some silicone, they might have accidentally put some in her head instead of
Yeah.
down there. So
Oh, you
Yeah.
think she still
All I
got
know
those like
is-
rock hard 70s boobs, like fake boobs?
I hope
no,
so.
no, they're up to date. They're up to date. What were you going to say,
Definitely
Tom?
plastic.
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna come to the game trying to be a baller, just make sure your ball's much bigger than the dude you challenge.
Exactly. I mean,
That's
if
all
you're
I'm
going to
gonna say.
call out a company like that, you better know you're going to win pretty much. I mean, that's
And like
just
Neil
ridiculous.
Young, give me a fucking who has ever taken Neil Young seriously?
Hey, man, keep on rocking in a free world. Unless you speak something he doesn't want to listen to, then pull him off of Spotify world.
And I can't believe Crosby, Stills, and Nash have jumped in on this shit too. And-
Well,
I don't
Crosby
think
went
Rick
against
care.
him.
oh, did he really? Cool.
I heard Crosby was saying, this is why I've always said he's the biggest asshole I know. I got to
love
find
it.
that.
You know what? David Crosby is a fucking national treasure. I don't
Yes,
give a
he
shit
is.
What anybody says.
Yes, he
wonder what
Are we
is.
OJ.
talking on par with Chuck Norris?
Almost, yes.
In the music world. David Crosby on Neil Young.
Oh,
Here
he's
we
a
go.
badass.
Well, basically, everybody is seeing this as their opportunity to get some sort of attention by coming out for or against it.
Oh, he must have felt bent to the knee. Now he's supporting him.
Oh no,
David Crosby's so high, he doesn't know what the hell's going on, anyways.
David Crosby used to be one of those kind of guys that existed just to piss life off.
Yeah, I loved him for that. Like, put it this way, like when you have what's her name? Oh God, Melissa Etheridge chooses your drug addicted sperm for your children. I mean, that's just awesome. She literally.
He should have been dead in the 60s. Motherfucker has lived through everything, man.
Dude,
like,
how is he alive?
I don't know. That's what I'm
Drugs,
saying. But
probably.
Well, like even when Jerry Garcia was alive, he was like, he did more drugs than anyone I knew. Like it was him, Morrison, and Hendrix.
Well, hasn't Crosby had like, I don't know how many heart attacks and shit too on top of it? That's what I mean. Like he's like basically exists just to piss life off. It's like no matter how hard, the powers that be have tried to kill this man.
Right.
He just continues to survive. And he's like got to be 108 by now.
He probably built up an immunity.
Probably.
That happened.
This is the stuff I can't stand. Hold on real quick. So the band Crosby, Stills, and Nash put out a statement, and they said, "We support Neil, and we agree with him that there is a dangerous disinformation being aired on Spotify's Joe Rogan podcast. While we are always value alternative points of view, knowingly spreading disinformation." Okay, so I'm just going to stop right there. I said this before you got on, Tom. I want these people to listen to 10 Rogan shows in a row and tell me if he has a certain leaning because of his guests. Like pick 10, not cherry pick them. Start at a number and just listen to the next 10 guests. They're all from different walks of life, and I just don't understand this choosing disinformation when he's had experts on saying they agree and disagree with these things.
And not only that, but when you listen, I've only honestly listened to a little bit of it, but he seems to be himself acting as interviewer.
Yes.
Like he's questioning his guests. It's not getting like an echo chamber started.
No, I mean, he does have his point of views, and there have been times recently where people called him out on his talking about that heart, teenagers having a heart issue from corona is it's not mesothelioma. What the hell is it called? Myocarditis. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, they have more of a chance of getting it if they get the vaccine than not. And he was proven wrong. And he admitted, okay, I was misinformed. Like he literally will admit when he is wrong.
So did you watch his response to this entire thing?
No.
I just sent you the link to it. It's on Instagram. He basically, it says that everything he's being accused of being spread the misinformation is stuff that is now openly in the news and would have got you banned from social media, a couple years ago.
How about we watch this? Hold on. Let me get to it if you guys don't mind. I mean, we're going to spend a couple minutes on each. We always do this.
Real quick before we move too far away. The thing about like building up a tolerance. Or whatever, I forgot what rocker it was, but he was like, no, the only reason like I survived was because I could afford good shit. Like I could afford really good heroin.
Keith Richards. It was Keith Richards.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. So there is certainly.
I mean, they get the best shit, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that doesn't work. Hold on.
Not that stepped on shit like in West Baltimore.
You know it. All right. Hold on.
I guess watch The Wire again.
This is a long one. We'll listen to some of it though.
I wanted to make a video to address some of the controversy that's been going on over the past few days. And first of all, to say thank you to everyone that sent love and support. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's been very nice to hear from you.
You're welcome, Joe.
I know. You're welcome, Joe. You can come on the show anytime, Joe. I'll have you on, I guess.
Make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging.
What a racist, right? Oh.
The podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation, specifically about 2 episodes, a little bit about some other ones, but specifically about 2. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone.
Okay, Malone was who we were talking about, I believe. The inventor, the guy who holds 9 out of the 11 patents, correct? Anyone? Bueller?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe we're right. I think we're special and we're right. Okay. Just making sure. Thank you, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines. Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. I wanted to hear what their opinion is. I had them on, and because of that, those episodes in particular, those episodes were labeled as being dangerous. They had dangerous misinformation in them. The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said, if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID, you would be removed from social media. They would.
Right?
Honestly, I don't even know if I'd play much more of this. But
I know. I'm starting to get a little nervous on this one. All right. So we got where he went with that, though. He's very correct, though. I mean, there are things you could say today that even 2 months ago would have got us kicked off the platform. Correct?
Correct. Plenty of other channels that play this. So.
Right.
And he said that he wanted to hear what they had to say. Why can't you do that on your platform? Like, why can't I invite whoever I want to come and answer questions for me or talk to me about something I'm interested in? Like,
that's how inclusivity should be.
Right.
You can invite anyone you want from the approved list.
Answer all the questions
it's not inclusive.
I mean, if you're allowed to, I mean, look, checkbox here. Don't you want to speak with Dr. Fauci? No. He's available. He loves being on shows.
I saw his movie. I'm good.
My condolences to your brain.
It's pulling into question this precedent that the information is only correct if it comes from a certain source, and that is just complete bullshit.
Right. All right, we'll listen to it a little bit more.
They would ban you from certain platforms. Now, that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now, that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If you said, I think it's possible that COVID-19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now, that's on the cover of Newsweek. All of those theories that at one point in time were banned were openly discussed by those 2 men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective. That's one of the reasons why I had Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I respect very much, and I really enjoyed our conversation together. He has a different opinion.
I mean, I would listen to the rest of this, but I think we get the point. Like,
I say it's probably enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he is literally just saying, this is why people are attacking me because of these 2 interviews. Mm-hmm. Have these people even watched these interviews? Because where do you get racist from that?
Well, now they lump everyone together they disagree with, and they have to throw the racism part in there. It's like they're calling the truckers white supremacists. I'm like, how do you even make those dots connect?
There were those Antifa guys with that those flags. Standing by those trucks.
How many out of 40,000 truckers?
Out of everybody there.
Yeah,
and they just happened to walk in front of the cameraman too. That's crazy. Coincidence.
Crazy how that worked out, huh?
Sounds staged.
Yeah, it really does, right?
Yep. Well,
good day, mate.
Their faces hidden.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's see. Blue-eyed Roof Korean for the base for $5. The push to ban Joe is spiteful revenge for a bunch of big mad babies who got laughed out of the room after the first demand letter of 125 plus nobodies.
I think what Jane said like really hits on like them showing their hand on the whole like also he's a racist. I think this is just an excuse that they're using because a lot of these people have wanted him off way before any of this COVID stuff came up.
Right.
But it is it's a vehicle that they're going to try to use to get him deplatformed.
Well, he's the new
Go
boogeyman. They don't have a Trump now. They need a new boogeyman. To go
Oh,
out.
really good way of putting it, man.
Sometimes they also use that as a trigger word to try to get minorities behind it who would otherwise not care in the least.
Yep.
But when they use that word, it just makes the minorities not care.
Well, and then look at
Usually.
no, but she's right because look at what happened earlier or late last year with the whole trial. I'm not even going to say
Mr.
where all of a
K.
sudden people are like assuming
that
that the
doesn't
people shot were black, and it's like, did you even follow what the hell's going on? You're just assuming something because somebody says something else,
Right.
and you're just going off this false narrative that's pushed out there because you're ignorant and you're not checking what's going on. And this was the same thing with people who actually watched the trial compared to people who just commented on the highlights.
Yep. I mean, I watched every bit of that trial. We're talking about the KR trial, and
yes,
the funny thing is there were people that supported him that even got some of the stuff wrong until the trial, because the misinformation was repeated so many times. People took it even as fact because they couldn't find the true information until the trial came out. That's how crazy that one went. That was one of the scariest things you could see.
Sometimes it takes the truth to get over state lines. That's the big problem.
The other thing too that I thought was interesting about that, just real quick, was people were saying, well, what if he had been black? And meanwhile, you had a trial happening at the exact same time with the black guy who also was acquitted.
Yeah,
right.
I saw that.
Now,
no crickets about that though.
Yeah,
which one was that? Was that the
It's Texas, wasn't it?
That was the kid in Texas, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Not the one where the kid went to school and said his excuse.
No, that's a different guy.
All right, I was gonna say.
This was an adult.
But the crazy thing is the kid from there only got a $70,000 bond, I believe, and Kyle was like $1 million or no bond. I don't even remember.
It was reduced to 25,000.
Either
I don't
way,
think
the
anybody died in that one.
either way, the media only covered Kyle. They didn't even bother with the other kid.
Right.
Taking a private jet.
Okay. Well, first off, Annie McCallum, $2 super sticker. It is something. What is it? Anybody can tell me? It's like pounds. What's up, dog?
Oh,
I got that.
Go with a stripper on a pole, but
what was the handshake in Ankle Biters? He was like
Ankle Biters. That's the best.
I forgot what it was.
They shook hands. They twiddled their fingers together, almost like spirit fingers, and then it was like they were putting their glasses on, but only on one side.
Or like their hair, putting their hair back.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
and one of them obviously was on their knees. I'm not saying which one it was.
Please send me that. You gotta send me that one.
T-Bone was the LP, and the other guy's name something Venus, wasn't it?
Not Dexter. Damn it.
Okay, we can talk about that on the next Street Smarts. Darius Münchausen for $1.49 super sticker. It's popcorn. What's this link to? Oh, we're good on that. We're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into more shady topics, anyways. I want to talk about the hypocrisy of Whoopi Goldberg and Gina Carano, and how Disney reacted to it. So this was a tweet from GinaCarano.net. Some friends we know started that. Represent.
Can I just say something up front about Whoopi's cultural appropriation in her last name? Just say.
Didn't she convert?
You mean Karen?
I don't think she ever did.
I mean, she even stole the name of a TV
I think
show.
She even said flat out she just used the name for the obvious reasons. Like,
right.
I only remember her from that one year she hosted the Tony Awards.
Wow.
She actually was decent on the Oscars. Like, she was the only other one that people liked besides Billy Crystal back
in the day. Yeah, you were born in the 90s though.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was born in the 80s, my friend.
No, not you, Raven.
Okay.
Sister Act.
So you're too young to remember actual funny Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, Whoopi was hilarious.
I remember seeing her hosting the Tony Awards, which is basically awards for Broadway.
Do yourself a favor and go back and watch Eddie.
No, old school Whoopi used to be kick ass. Like, she would come.
Her stand up was amazing.
Yeah,
her stand up was amazing.
I'll stick with Jeff Dunham.
Yeah,
she was basically the female version of Eddie Murphy in the 80s.
Yeah, she would do characters. She was really, really funny back in the day. She also supported Ted Danson, backed him when he did blackface. Like, everybody, something that was funny then is no longer funny now. I get it. That, to me, always felt weird, blackface.
It was more brown face, but yeah.
It was
related to this whole idea that she has that race wasn't involved.
Well,
kind of thing.
Because that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, what do you think, Jane? Like, she believes race was not involved at all.
Okay, so this
and
is
I
my
know
take.
you and your race, like, you have your own views on it. So please let us know.
I do. So I look at it this way. When it comes to race as a concept, we know it's highly political and has changed repeatedly, frequently over the last few years. Just in the past few decades, it's changed. It has fluctuated. People who were white aren't. People who aren't white are. I mean, it's really weird. And it is very much a social construct that shifts with the times. But that doesn't mean, and this is where I think she got it wrong. Just because race isn't real, like, you can acknowledge that. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that the people involved in conflict don't believe it's real. So just like then you had Germans killing each other. Yeah, they're the same race. They're the same people. They're the same community. But they didn't see themselves that way.
Right. They divided themselves because
another example of it, if you want to look at it from the sort of how you see the exact same thing in Africa that you saw in Europe, in the Congo, where the Bantu have been mass slaughtering the pygmies.
Well, what about Rwanda?
Rwanda was a slightly different example.
It was. I thought it was an ethnic.
It was. It had the Bantu Hutu versus the I forget the other group. But those groups too also perceive themselves as two different races, even though we see them as the same.
Right.
They don't see themselves as the same, and that's what's important. And I think that's what she's missing here.
Well, what I also think, I thought she was trying to touch on. I thought she was trying to touch on the. Okay, like she was saying that they killed. She didn't say much, so everybody's really reading into what she said. I mean, the Holocaust was a horrible.
Racist, though, well, that's the problem. She said it wasn't racist. It was.
But does she think that because there were other groups also killed by Hitler?
There actually were. They did LGBT people, disabled people,
gypsies. I mean,
she framed it more as a humanist problem, and she misworded her statement, and it came across incredibly wrong. If she'd have just chosen her words a little bit more carefully, we might not even be having this conversation.
That's what I thought too. But when she doubled down on it, though, she did not do herself any favors.
And what did she say on the double down?
What was that show? The guy that has the dancing needles.
Colbert.
Yeah,
I think it was
Colbert. Colbert tried to like help her out. It didn't go well. I don't remember exactly what he said, but like I thought originally like she was just going like, look, let's look at it outside of the racial like component to the whole thing and look at this just the nature of human beings and what they can do if they're driven blah 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 blah, right? But like well, she just misworded that really terribly, but I don't think she's helped herself out any the response to it.
Honestly, I'm still trying to grasp at what she was trying to say, because at first I thought she was trying to make a point about the difference between race and ethnicity, right?
That's what it sounded like. Yeah,
Jew is an ethnicity,
but you can't even do that, though.
Well, Jewish is
and then that's the problem, though. And then that's what I was just going to get to, is then she picks the wrong fucking thing
completely
to use as an example.
Do not use the Holocaust as an example for anything.
Go
ahead, Raven.
My husband and I are Jewish.
Right.
So, no, Jew is an ethnicity from the ancient kingdom of Judea, where Israel now, and those countries now are. You get Jew from Judea, Judaic, Judaism.
Right.
It's an ethnicity, not just a religion.
Correct.
And so, technically, it's also a race. If you.
But I think that's what messes some of these people up, right?
Exactly, because ethnicity, you can have multiple ethnicities within a so-called race. Just like, for example, the Italians, right? They're considered an ethnicity of white when there was a time when they weren't considered even white.
Weren't they all?
I've learned
Thing
more
with the
about this
Irish.
shit
Weren't
from
they
Jane than
olive
anybody.
back in
I'm
the
kind
day?
of olive. Look, I'm Sicilian mostly, or well, not mostly,
So many,
That's
of the ones that
Italian
came here
white,
were
that doesn't count.
Sicilian.
but like Northern Italians felt that Southern Italians weren't Italian, and like there is so many like interracial.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. It's like unless you know, like you're saying, Jane, and if you're from, you'll see them at, oh, they're all Chinese. Well, then look at the Chinese. Well, the CCP is killing the Uyghurs, you know, because they believe in a different religion and not the state as your God. You know, so like there is, but when it comes to Judea, to me, there is one, and I might be completely wrong, and please tell me if I am. You have one ethnicity, one religion, correct? Like it's not, I guess people could be German, they could be, you know,
Yeah, more or
English,
less. There are also like different sects within the religion.
The Hasidic,
Hasidim, the Orthodox, the Reformed, the Conservative, etc., etc.
And combinations of those as well. There's conservadox and all these other ones.
We
now,
are
which
more
I can't keep track
modern-
anymore.
Yeah, neither can we. We can't even keep track of all the rules in our
I'm
religion.
very confused by it myself.
Everything is good. It's good. My second great grandfather's death certificate couldn't decide if he was Mexican or white because he was both. It's like,
So they were very confused on the
They
death
were very
certificate.
Kind of like Kyle.
So, but this is the craziness. Now, is Whoopi protect? Because Whoopi has said some messed up things throughout the years. Okay, now you have Whoopi saying this statement, doubling down on what's his name? Not Conan. Colbert. Then you have someone like Gina Carano who said like, don't allow government to lead you in a certain direction, using, you know, the Holocaust era as some of her memes, which you should, people take this, do not meme the Holocaust. No matter what you think you're doing, it's dumb. No, I get that. What I'm trying to say is there are people that do. It's not worth it. Please don't go there. What she did was, what she said was stand up against a dictatorship, a fascism,
Yeah, she turned it into a humanist issue.
Yes, which was, for me at least, I agreed with her. Now, she gets fired from Disney. Whoopi gets a 2-week suspension from Disney. Please discuss. What do you guys think?
Because Whoopi apologized and Gina stood by what she said.
Well, she didn't actually apologize. She never once said that she apologized.
She issued an apology.
She just said, "I heard." No, what was it? I heard you. I'm not going to talk on it again. I think that was her words, or something very close to that.
I think her career's over. I think it just starts with this, but there's no way. I don't see her recovering from it. She will forever be an anti-Semite because she doesn't think they're a race, or I don't know.
I gotta say, like, I'm gonna stop watching The View for sure after this.
You actually watched it?
You're boycotting. You're boycotting.
Yeah, boycotting panelists.
You know, I'm all with you on this, Matt. I'm gonna boycott The View too.
Buckwheat's mom deserves better.
I don't watch
That's a
it.
little rascal.
I mean, I don't know about her career being done, but I will say this, Jane, as far as like going forward with a lot of these people that are basically responsible for the culture that is now eating them alive, it's going to be an interesting next couple of years, seeing how this all plays out and how I think a lot of people are going to get some wake-up calls. Now, do I feel like people like Whoopi are actually going to go away? No, I think she's going to be just fine after 2 weeks. A lot of people will just forget and forgive because she's on the right side of the aisle.
They are ripping her to shreds on Twitter, though.
I hope you're right. I do. At the same time, I don't support cancel culture, but she said something stupid, and she said a lot of other stupid things in the past too. And you know, I've gotten to this point with a lot of celebrities is like, all right, you want to play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. You know what I mean? I
don't even think what she said was stupid. I think that what she said was just a very weird.
Well, at the same time, it just, to me, it goes with this whole idea that celebrities should not be talking about politics or telling us what, you know, medical advice we should have, for instance, and all this other shit.
Right.
And it's just like all of a sudden with the Rogan thing, it's like, how come, you know, you got a lot of people that are like celebrities all of a sudden are fucking medical, like giving out medical advice basically. And it's like, so you're doing exactly what you're claiming the Rogan is doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they turn around and say, what are you, a doctor? You can't refute that.
But it's like, how did this even come up in a conversation? How do you get here in the first place.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Right.
Cancel culture is how you get here in the first place, basically.
One thing I want to say, particularly about Gina and people, this for me, the situation is a bit different because of the fact that when it comes to it, Gina didn't actually say any of what they said that she said. What she had done actually was she took someone else's post and then reposted it. So it wasn't even technically her words that she was saying. They used it as an excuse, obviously. But putting that into account, comparing that to this situation, they're two completely different things if you look at it that way.
Exactly.
I mean, they're referencing the same thing to some degree. But it's one of them is actual somebody like saying it, whatever. So to me, and this is just my opinion, and feel free to disagree, I think what Whoopi did is actually worse because it's something that not only she said, but then she doubled down on.
It's the double down
more about, and it's her words. She didn't take somebody else's words and just repost something. I'm not saying that people disagree on this subject all the time. But to me, personally, it seems like it's a bit worse to me. So I think it's weird that she's the one getting... I understand why, obviously, but I think it's weird that she's the one who's getting the lenient sentence. Again, not saying that she should be canceled. I really don't think most people should be quote-unquote canceled. But...
I mean, it's only her view. Get it?
That's
a reference and a joke.
Honey, what do you rate that pun as?
Why am I rating the pun?
Because you're the master of puns.
Come on. That was a decent one.
A one. Oh, I heard one.
Okay, I'll take a 7. Macallum draws for $5 was back with when we were talking about Elvira. He says, the thing I find truly despicable is the fact that once Elvira got criticized, she immediately spun this around. Her defenders are delusional. Yes, I agree with you on that.
She's delusional now.
Yeah, she really is. Mila. Sorry about that, Mila. Race doesn't exist. It's just cultures and ethnicities. We all are the human race. I think we forget that.
People do tend to forget that.
Yeah, I really do. I think they all forget that. Duzzies says, I am so white, I am classified as a ghost instead of Caucasian.
I like that. Can I take that? Can I use that?
Please do. That's great. Book of Soul says, I'm Texan. From the great state of Texas.
Good for you.
Like what Mahler says, he's a person of shadow.
Yeah,
I like that too.
Person of shadow.
Hey, I'm just the new mistress of the dark.
That is fantastic. So
you heard it here, people.
You are number one. You are the new mistress. I like it. We're going to talk about Sean Penn, but I decided we're going to talk about something more fun. Well, not more fun, more SJW, but not Sean Penn, because who gives a crap about Sean Penn? So that we got to.
Just before you do that, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
My time. I've got to head off, buddy.
Oh, I see what happens. I'm not part of your clique now, so you guys all got to leave together.
Well, yeah. I mean, we always plan it that way, so that's the thing. So yeah, it makes it easier that way that we can just all do a mass exit.
And then text about me.
No, it's a chat. So
it's a chat. Okay, I feel a little bit better about that then.
You don't lose any nuance to the conversation or the insults. That way.
Okay, thank you, dude, because that was really starting to bother me.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks for having me on. It was awesome to finally meet Master of TDS and that. I want to thank Horror Almarada for recommending your channel to me. She was on your 400 or 500 sub one. And yeah, she recommended me to go over and watch, and that's when I first found you guys. It was good to finally be on stream with you.
Thank you, Horror Almarada!
And it was nice to be on stream with you. I've seen you around as well, so...
Yeah, I'm like a venereal disease. I get around a lot.
He truly is.
He's a good guy. Good guy.
But yeah, so Brightest Day, Jane, Tom, and Scott, thank you very much, and make sure you jump to everyone on this panel. They're all lovely people.
Thanks, brother.
Take care of yourself.
Catch you later.
Take care.
Good night.
And while he's gone, we'll do another Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the Bass for $5. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Met him, not Korean. Gina spilled beans earlier. Disney got secret news ahead of time. Thought everyone drank Kool-Aid. Gina spoiled the plot. Iger left before coup. Coincidence?
Probably not.
Probably not.
There's no such thing anymore.
Not really.
The universe is, as Sherlock Holmes once said, the universe is rarely so lazy.
Right. I love how he bounces early and then wants everybody to check out his show. What a dick. So Yeah, let's get back to. I want to get back to this because I find this hilarious. So they decided, if you really want to go super SJW, Global greenlights Robin with an Y Hood series created by music video artist director X.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are some. I mean, I know
No.
that sometimes when a girl is named Robin, they will spell it with a Y.
Yes.
But what? They're making Robin Hood a woman now?
Oh, wait till you hear the synopsis of this show, and I hope it has it. So, okay, so I'm just going to read the synopsis and we can discuss, but it's going to be it will be a 1 hour, 8 episode action drama that follows a Gen Z woman who possesses extraordinary abilities. Robin fronts her own hip-hop band by day and fights injustice by night while holding the powerful to account for their greed in the city of New Nottingham.
Oh, is this a CW show?
Please tell me this
sounds like a CW show.
Oh
it really does, doesn't it? I don't know if anybody actually picked it up yet.
And before it gets picked up by CW, calling it now.
It's either them or like Netflix.
Before or after they get sold.
Right.
That is the Zorro one. That's pretty much the same thing, but they're making.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It truly is. It's the same as the Zorro. There was more info on this. I have to find it.
Why?
So, here we go. This is a perfect time to modernize Robin Hood because
no, it's not.
We all asked for that, didn't we, Director X?
That.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Well, he goes on his statement. We are currently living in the Gilded Age 2.0 where billionaires have way too much and the poor have far too little. We need someone to fight for justice.
Of course.
It's going to be social justice.
Well, they clearly misunderstood what Robin Hood was all about. We actually talked about this morning.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we pointed this out that they're misunderstanding what Robin Hood was all about.
Right.
And it's not their fault to a point because, the common misnomer or however you want to put it about him is that, he stole from the rich and gave to the poor. No, that's not what happened.
No.
He stole, or should I say took back the money that Prince John was overtaxing the people
while his brother
was away.
Right.
So and they were living in utter poverty.
Yes.
That's the difference. It's not that he was stealing from anybody.
Well, don't worry, because she'll be in a project called Sherwood, I believe.
Oh,
the Sherwood Project.
Is Marion gonna be her lesbian lover?
Yes. Watch. It will be.
Calling it now.
Did you write this?
No.
You already know there'd be a difference. It would actually be good.
Newsflash: I do not write gay relationships ever.
So what you're saying is
not my thing.
This Robin Hood is going to be a militant libertarian.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's a she, isn't it?
It is a she, and she's of either Latina or she's either Latina or black. I can't remember. She'll probably be.
Could be both.
Could be both. Right. She's going to be
It's Latinx.
or she's a POC.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
that's
nothing wrong with making somebody who isn't white,
oh my God,
criminal of some type or whatever. But hey,
what is it, love?
I'm just thinking,
Noble
what if they
criminal.
make her like overweight, like running around? I'm stealing from the rich.
Isn't that just supposed to be Little John's thing? Little John's the big one.
Can't use that name anymore. It's problematic.
Awesome one says 8 Sherwood Mile. Go ahead. What did you say?
Oh, go ahead.
What did you say, Brightest Day?
Is this problem where she has to shave half her head to put her hood over it?
Something like that.
Oh God, please
Something like that.
Don't give them ideas.
What were you going to say, Jane?
No, I mean they're saying this person is going to be a POC, but we have no idea what that means.
No, we don't. It's anybody that's not white or Asian now.
Just to me tells me you're not putting any thought into this at all.
You think?
That means you passed the paper bag test.
Right. I mean, it's
Not
just
necessarily.
To me, it sounds like someone just read the CW synopsis for their female Zorro series and is like, you know what? We could just take Robin Hood and make the same thing.
Pretty much.
You know what, Robin? I mean, isn't the Zorro one? She's a hacker.
Yes, but it's like she fights criminals by night as Zorro, and it's like, and she's this, and it's like it sounds almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
But why do we have to have a hood version of everything?
That's what I was just about to ask. Why does she have to be from the hood?
Because these people are racist.
Robin Hood.
But if I ever point that shit out, I get called a racist. You know, that's the hilarious bit. Is whenever I try to point out any stereotypes, I'm the one who gets called a racist.
Right.
But no, I wouldn't mind having, because look, we've got a million fucking Robin Hoods. We've got a million of these other kind of stories that have been told, you know, for years and years and years. I wouldn't have a problem with them trying something new, trying something different, like with Zorro.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's now. It's this time period, right? And the people that are making it, they clearly don't just not only understand the original story, but all it's about is them interjecting this politics, and it's all it's about, period.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sad thing also, Tom, it's like you didn't even have to tell me. Just tell me they're going to wokeify Robin Hood, and I could have told you this would be the story. Like, I don't know for sure. Sherwood will be, you know, it's Sherwood Forest. Sherwood will probably be a project. I am guessing that. But
Sherwood Projects.
Sherwood Projects. I swear that's what it's going to be.
Oh,
like,
boy.
These people have no creativity. So what they do is they go, okay, what have we not wokeified yet?
What if they also go, what have we done a million times that hasn't worked? And if we just do it again, just this time,
this is the time.
Maybe this is the time that it'll actually work. It didn't work the 50 zillion other times we tried it, but if we do it again and we make it Robin Hood, maybe that'll work.
Right.
No.
Anybody that knows me knows I thought they peaked when they picked up non-white Snow White.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Who happened to be also very white, and yet
literally named after her skin.
Yeah, her skin is so.
If they wanted to make her black, they could have named her Ebony.
Well, she's Latina,
well,
right?
The thing is, she's first of all,
she's very white for Latina.
Is very white. She just tans dark.
Y'all are missing the point here. At least 7 little actors are going to get.
Yes.
That too.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, bring that shit up.
Spoke too soon. No, fuck Peter Dinklage and his
he
fucking
pisses me
ass.
off.
You know what? I got a special love for little people. Yes, for those who know me, I have a very big love for little people.
Right.
Right. And the shit that he just pulled pissed me off because he's 100% right. I actually have friends and stuff like that are little people, and they've said this shit before about how difficult it is to get a job.
Right.
You know, yeah, some of them can live off of disability, but who wants to do that? And 9 times out of 10, the best jobs that somebody like that can get in that situation, let's say, I don't know how else to put it, is in the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dinklage does something like this, that is no joke when you've got all these guys and ladies come out there saying, like, you just cost 7 little people their fucking jobs.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because it's not every day that these kind of jobs come along, unless you work directly with like the Henson Company or something where you're actually, you know, consistently getting work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, it sucks, Disease, because I love Peter Dinklage, especially in blackface, and I no longer can have any love for Dinklage.
Yeah, it does break my heart that he, like, I almost felt like Dinklage thought he is like the face of people with dwarfism that are actors now, but like, dude, you're not. You're just a really successful actor who has dwarfism. Like, you aren't their spokesperson. And he screwed the pooch on this one, man. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of guys who they had the job and now they were told they're no longer needed. How messed up is that?
Well, and let's be clear. We don't even know if Disney was even going to in the first place, right? You know, even Dinklage is probably just assuming. Because I wouldn't have been surprised if Disney had just planned on, in the first place, to avoid the whole problem,
right?
Just do 3D CGI versions of the original 7 dwarves from Snow White, like pretty much what we've gotten from all their remakes so far, right?
But he doesn't like them either.
But
there have been,
when I mentioned this in our video, our most recent video, there were, as far as I know, 2 other live-action Snow White adaptations, which featured actual people with dwarfism as the dwarves.
Right.
Why can't they? Then they're not, and they're just choosing not to do that again.
Well, they had actors already hired.
Yeah, but what are they going to do about magical creatures? Are they now going to be fairies?
I'm just imagining now there's going to be giant digitally animated like dwarves that are going to look like the giant dog from Clifford movie. It's going to be a nightmare fuel.
Well, think about the dwarf from Infinity War that Dinklage played. He was massive.
It was
wouldn't
okay
that
when
be
he did
weird?
it.
No, I think Jane's right. Like initially, I think the idea couldn't been what I just said. But now that Dinklage has come out and said all this shit, they're re-scrambling probably Sonic style to figure out how they're going to change the dwarves. And this is my problem with it. I would understand and see where Peter had a point if the dwarves were actually put in some kind of light that was not good. Like, he doesn't even seem to understand the story. It's like, he's like, oh, they work in a cave. That's backwards. It's like, no, dumb shit. They own a mine that they work in.
Right.
And they have a cottage.
And they're heroes.
And they're heroes. And, you know, it's like, you're getting this completely wrong. It would be a different story if they were the villains of the story, or, you know, they don't even have any magical powers or anything like that. They're just 7 dwarves, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't understand why he's having an issue, right? Like, to me, it's like, this is representation way ahead of schedule, kiddo. Like, what the fuck?
Just seven guys who are good, 7 miners who are good with a pickaxe.
And use a white chick for slave labor.
Right. I mean, hey,
she volunteered.
I mean, they kind of hooked her up. She was being attacked or chased, and they said, "All right,
heroes." I was just being.
They are the heroes.
She took shelter in their cottage, and they decided to let her stay after she said she could do the
took shelter. All right.
Yeah, she did.
If
I like
make
this
them
though.
7 full-grown men. It's gonna be very weird.
That's
what I was just about to say.
Yeah, I've seen that porno before, Jane.
Yes,
because it's going to be the casting couch meme all over again.
Snow White and the Seven.
No. So right here, I can't play Superman or Captain America. Dwarf actor continues to slam Peter Dinklage.
She found a place for all 7. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? That was boo. Dwarf. Dwarf actors have continued to criticize Peter Dinklage for labeling Disney's Snow White remake as backwards, as they suggest he is
Spider-Man. You know, but you could play Spider Pig.
That's true. Or Spider Monkey.
Spider Ham would be perfect.
There's Spider Ham, and there's another version that's called Spider Monkey, which is literally a monkey Spider-Man.
Well, I like how this guy, Dylan Postal, played the Leprechaun for like 10 years in WWE. So he's pretty well known, and he's like really pissed off. So Dinklage criticized Disney. We all know that. And he had to make it questioning. Have I done nothing to advance the cause for my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. Shut up, man. Like, you took away jobs.
Have I not done enough to advance the cause for myself? Oh my fucking! Listen to how pretentious that little fucker.
Right.
If Peter Dinklage stands on a soapbox, he's no taller or louder than anybody else. So of course he's not making a difference.
Well, even jokes aside, I mean, no, seriously. Like he has no room to talk. He is hands down the most successful little person actor in history.
That's thanks to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he was making $1.2 million an episode.
Wow.
And he let it go to his head.
It just blows my mind that like he does. Are you that far out of it just after like what 10 years that you forgot what it was like to be a little person in Hollywood? Like this so Postal, the guy who played the Leprechaun, you know,
he rips him apart.
Because he told
Spider-Man thing, but he gets it, right?
Yes, I mean he even says that Disney called them and said we're rethinking the characters. And it's a dream role.
So he was actually in talks with Disney already?
Well, that's what he said. However, U.S.-based Postal said Disney's decision to rethink characters.
Fuck Dinklage even more.
Yeah.
Because I was at least giving Dinklage half-ass benefit of the doubt that Disney probably wasn't going to use little people to begin with.
Because...
No! Dun, dun.
Set it up and knock it down. That's what I said there.
Well, so Postal goes with what Dinklage said in his comments. He taking away dream roles away that were made and set in stone for 7 dwarf actors that dream of being in a Disney film.
Set in stone?
They do work in stone.
Wow.
No, but that scene sounds to me like they were signed almost, or damn near.
Right.
Well, because you need dwarves to play dwarves, right?
Well, no, but I'm saying that goes back to, I take back what I said before, because I was at least running under the assumption, all jokes aside,
right,
that Disney probably wasn't going to use any dwarf actors to begin with.
No, it was planned. I mean, there was another guy.
This is news to me.
I think I remember hearing that they were going to be diverse, right?
Right, but they were going to be dwarves.
Surprise me, yeah.
Kind of implied, yeah.
He added, by being progressive in his mind and what he was trying to do and say he's trying to do is really doing the opposite and taking dreams away and potential roles from 7 dwarf actors. I think it's a shame. It doesn't make any sense to me that we are taking one person's voice for the whole community. He agrees that it's 100% a shame that Dinklage's voice was the only one represented in the dwarf community. I can argue, too, he has been in major roles for Game of Thrones to Elf, but what were they cast as? They were little people dwarf roles. Those cliche cast just fine. Or, yeah, right?
Those
Did I say that right?
cast just fine.
Thank you. He knew what he was getting himself in for there. So what he's saying is, I mean, yes, Tyrion Lannister was not a normal person size role that they were like, oh, you're just an awesome actor, we're going to make him a little person. Yeah. He is a little person. You know, like,
and he's not, it's not like he's going out and creating jobs for these people that are different.
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm the only one putting together the little person studio here. That's right.
That's freaking awesome.
I'm going to do this shit. Y'all think I'm joking.
Well, you should then. Somebody
Please
should.
do. Please do.
You need to do that and then buy the Muppets.
That is definitely on my list of things to do.
Yeah, get him out of Disney.
Yeah, get him out of Disney and that dude from How I Met Your Mother's hands.
Did you know that they're now making a show called How I Met Your Father?
Yes, and it's with
Hilary Duff.
Yes, Hilary Duff.
Yay! Sorry, it's a habit. Whenever I say a celebrity's name, I tend to yell and scream.
Very good Kermit impression, sir.
That's why I should buy the Muppets.
That is quite a good.
Hey, honey, you got a competitor.
Oh, wait a minute. Why?
I can do other voices, not Kermit.
No? Come on.
Not
The only best one I do is this one.
I'm still just so shocked that he got the 7 dwarves canceled.
Yeah.
Like, how do you accomplish like that?
By being, well, like that.
I mean, they came back quick, too. They said, to avoid reinforced stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. So does that mean they're getting rid of them?
Sounds like it.
I don't know.
What if they change the name entirely into something different?
Snow White and the 7.
It'll probably just be called Snow White.
Yeah,
Snow White and the 7 Dwarvex.
Yeah, or just dwarfs, or just no, you can't say dwarfs. What am I talking about? Yeah,
Snow White
just
and the 7 Things.
yes, Snow
or White and the 7 Things.
7
because
magical
she's not
creatures.
Snow White.
Yeah, okay, so just Snow 7.
Snow 7.
Snow 7.
That would be an interesting take.
Now that sounds like an action film.
No,
it sounds like Super 8, like a sequel to Super 8.
I was going to say White
Super
Snow
8 was
and
an
the Little
interesting
Peeps.
movie.
Terrorists
Snow
took
and the
over
Little
her
Peeps.
castle and kicked her out. Now she's got 7 of the most badass dwarves you've ever seen.
You remind me of Epic Voice Guy all of a sudden.
Snow
he's
7
fantastic.
coming this summer.
And then you name them all off. Sleepy, he will put you to
it's
sleep.
Killer, Demolisher,
Mauler.
Destructor. Come up with more cool fucking names.
To be determined.
Annihilator, Avenger. Not affiliated with the Disney Avengers, but we are Disney.
We own the name. I'm sorry, that was perfect.
Oh, and Vigilante.
Vigilante.
Book of Soul Assassin said POHD.
And
people
Dopey.
Wait a minute, what does it say? POHD, people of height difference. Well, you know, I do always say I'm not
Height.
right. I'm not overweight. I'm under tall.
Ha ha.
Vertically
Oh my
challenged.
God.
I am vertically challenged. Yes, sir. We're going to, I think we all agree that Peter Dinklage just put his foot in his mouth. I just hope he doesn't double down. That's what I'm worried about. Like
Whatever
a whoopee.
standing he had has become smaller.
All right. We're going to be wrapping this show up. I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I had a lot of fun. You know, Master of the TDS and the Writing Raven of Gothic Therapy. You guys are fantastic. So just maybe tell everybody a little bit about the channel and where to find you guys on these social medias.
You begin first.
All right. Well, you can find us mainly on our YouTube channel, which is Gothic Therapy. We do some videos there. We usually do at least one a week, if not more. Sometimes we're working on that. We do a segment called Psycho Synopsis, where we kind of summarize all the Psycho into kind of one little package. It's all the topics throughout the week that we've heard of or we think are interesting, kind of packed into one little thing. We also have you can find me particularly on Twitter as well at Masterofthe. You can find my wife there as Writing Raven 2. We're also on, I believe, we're on Instagram. Me on my Instagram, I don't use it very much. We have one for our channel at y.t.gothic.
YT.gothic.therapy. I run the Instagram for.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, and we have a Discord as well. You can hang out there.
We call it the clinic.
Ooh, all right. I like that.
But yeah, that's where you can find us mainly. But yeah, the channel is
that's our main. Yeah, that's
you guys are such a husband and wife. I love it.
Why, thank you.
I love it, and I love your show, guys.
Oh, thanks. My husband is also on Twitch under this same username, and I'm on Wattpad.
Now what, Pat? What?
Wattpad. WATTPAD. It's basically YouTube for writers.
Oh, that's what you put in the private chat? I'm going to put that.
Yeah, that's one of my stories. It's the story that's pinned on my Twitter profile.
I am going to share that.
A friend, Amber Andromeda, did a audio recording of it.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out. Now, do you guys stream at all? Because I think you guys would be perfect for live streams.
We do randomly. I've been working on. We have a couple things we've been trying to work on. One of the things that we have a segment we're definitely going to do at some point. It's going to be kind of sporadic, but we had an idea for something. We think that one of the things that this community, a lot of people cover a lot of things, and it's great, and there's a lot of variety. But one thing we think is lacking is couples stuff. So we're thinking of trying to get like a couple couples together and kind of having something like that. So we're that's something we're definitely planning, but again, it's all about time when we actually have the time for it. So.
Yeah, right now we don't.
Well, I want to say thank you guys for being here. I'd love to have you guys back on. You guys are fantastic. So please, guys, if you have not subscribed to them, please subscribe to the YouTube channel first and then move on from there. I also
appreciated.
Yes, I also like to say thank you to Brightest Day and congratulations to Brightest Day for getting over 1,000. What do you need for watch hours?
Or like 18 to 1900. I'm still a ways off.
Okay, so do you have any?
At least you reached 1,000.
Right. You guys will get there, I promise. So what he needs to do, guys, go to Brightest Day's channel after you subscribe to, if you haven't subscribed to him, of course, but also Gothic Therapy. Go to Brightest Day, hit play all, and just walk away.
Or just find something you like and watch that. There's no need to grip for me.
No,
However,
no. Play all. It helps.
Hi, everybody. Brightest Day. So if you're actually looking for something to enjoy, 3 times a week, I read sci-fi novels to you on my primary piece of content, Booked with Brightest Day. I do a slew of other creative videos throughout the week, and I release entertaining shorts every morning.
Thank you.
Also, in 10 minutes, I will be on Etepokuian stream, so...
Oh, thank you for sharing that, because I was just about to...
not long ago.
He's fantastic, guys. Yep. Etep is always after this show, so please... If you guys go over there, just make sure you told him Spork sent you or Sporkrate or whatever you guys want to call it. Definitely check out Etep because he's a lot better at this than I am. I'd like to say thank you to Jane, as always. Oh. I love having you on the show, so thank you for being here.
No, thanks for having me. You can find me here on YouTube. I post movie and television reviews and occasionally some pop culture commentary. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Jane Theory.
Jane does Twitch stuff. I love it.
And Spotify.
And Spotify. Yeah, that's true. And Tom on all those other Midnight's Edge. Insert name here.
Rachel Ziegler is Snow White. She's been kicked out of her castle. She needs the help of 7. The Magnificent 7. Horst Bolkart, Robert Vaughn, James Coburn, Eli Wallach, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, and Yul Brynner are going to kick some ass for Snow White this summer. Snow White and the Magnificent 7.
Snow White.
Okay,
But
are we sure Tom is not
He
epic
is.
voice guy in disguise?
He is. You got it. You know what, Tom? See, I really think he is. Tom, you need to say like Snow White will make the something
Snow
run
White
red
is
or
gonna
something.
Make the screen blood red.
That's something.
Holy crap! It's epic voice guy.
He is. I love it.
Whoa.
That and Bat Tom are my two favorite things. Like literally, I could listen to Bat Tom. Oh God, he's here.
I'm on the shitter. What do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bat Tom. I just we were talking to Epic Voice Guy, and we thought we'd say hello to you.
You said my name.
Yes, Bat Tom.
It's like not just a signal.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Damn it. I forgot. You don't even have to say his name 3 times. He just shows up.
I am the night. I gotta go.
I want to interject. I'm also doing a bunch of physical media giveaway streams every Saturday this month, so tune in.
I'm working on getting more chapters done on my Wattpad stuff. Sort of.
I'm sorry. Fat Tom gets me every time. Oh, I got a new thing. I got to say thank you for Tommy for this. I will try to use it more often as a stinger. Fancy, right?
I like it.
I feel like it stops a little too soon, but we'll talk about it.
Who cares? I like
Make it
it.
a loop. It'll be fun.
Yeah, there you go. And brightest day, I need your help too. So thank you, everybody.
You do.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
It's the dump, the super dump.
Mad Martins isn't crooked.
I know, it sucks. Thanks a lot, culture. Good night, everybody.